Hi everyone, welcome into My Chamber TV, the heartbeat of the Tampa Bay community. Today we're featuring the Palm Harbor Chamber of Commerce, and we're very excited because we're down here at the Window Depot. What a lovely place to have a shoot on site. My first guest is actually Ashley Howard with Howard's Cleaning.
Hi.
Hi, it's great to have you with us. Now you have an established business for from 11 years. From up in Ohio.
Yep.
And you've been down here for how long?
Little over 2 years.
Little over 2 years. So you were saying just before the show that you're locally owned and operated, obviously, but you do carpet, tile, and furniture. So tell me about that.
We do. We do have professional truck-mounted equipment. So we do steam cleaning of carpet, tile, and furniture. We do free estimates. We can come out on site. People can send me pictures, whatever works best for the customer.
Oh, that's great. I want to talk to you about that because a lot of people have not had a chance to update their homes. They're still happy with their tile, but it has a tendency to really get into the grout, especially if they had tile laid with a light colored grout. Mm-hmm. What type of a process do you use for cleaning your tile?
So it actually cleans up really well. We will come through with a pre-spray. We put that throughout the tile. We let that penetrate for a little bit, and then we professionally steam clean it with truck-mounted equipment. And the combination of the steam and the pressure is what really gets those grout lines cleaned up, and it cleans the whole tile as well. And then afterwards, we put a sealant on the grout lines, and that'll help eliminate dirt from getting in so quickly. So the results are really nice. I mean, you might think that it's not going to clean up, but it'll actually go right back to the original color that your grout is.
Even white?
Mm-hmm.
Really? Did you guys hear that? I'm really sold on this. I have white tile and white grout. So personally, I'm thinking, wow, this is never going to come clean. I can't get down there and, dig. So you go in and put a solvent on there and let it sit, mm-hmm. and then you go back, clean the whole tile, and then you put the sealant on it, which helps protect it.
Yep.
Is there kind of a time frame for that where you have to come back?
So typically after we clean, it'll take about an hour to dry. So you want to try to stay off of it for that amount of time. But most people for tile cleaning will have us out about once a year. Now, if it's a commercial building, there's a lot of traffic, then you might have to do it 4 times a year. But a normal home that, doesn't have too many kids or pets, you could probably do once a year. But if you have multiple kids and multiple pets,
sure.
A lot of parties, then you might need to do it a few times a year.
Well, that makes sense. I mean, you've got to have some kind of maintenance with this. Let's talk about carpets. Mm-hmm. I've had carpet cleaners come out where after they leave, my carpet's all stiff. Why is that?
So that's usually they just aren't, they're either two things. Either their equipment hasn't been cleaned out thoroughly and they might be using too much water. So when we come, we're going to extract all the dirt and water back out. So your carpets are not going to be super wet and they will dry within a few hours, but there's a couple things that you have to do. You need to make sure that you turn your ceiling fans on if you have those, mm-hmm. and then you got to get the air circulating throughout the home. So you want to turn your air conditioning system to on instead of auto.
Oh,
so
okay.
the fan that's within the air conditioning system, turn that to on so that the air starts circulating. But they will dry within a few hours. And same thing, you can walk on them afterwards. We just recommend no shoes until it's dry, but mm-hmm. it's not going to be stiff. That's just things aren't getting, they're using too much water.
Ah, very interesting. So you had mentioned before the show that you give complimentary estimates. Mm-hmm. And what does that basically include?
So if it's carpet cleaning, we typically do those over the phone. I mean, we've been doing this so long, and we do it by the room. So
okay.
As long as someone clearly defines how many areas they have, then when we get out to your home, that's what the price is going to be. I make sure I understand if you have just normal wear and tear, or if you
mm-hmm.
have a lot of pet stains, we might need to do some pet enzyme treatment to really sure. help lift up those stains out of the carpet. But as long as what we discuss over the phone is what you have, then that's a firm price. But if a customer wants us to come out and look at it and give an honest opinion, like sometimes you may think that it's not going to come clean, and we can actually salvage a lot of carpet. So whatever works for the customer will work with you.
That's good to know.
Pictures in this day and age, I mean, with technology, pictures are great too, especially with the tile. Like
yeah.
we do use a square footage price for that, but we will, discount that if you're doing your whole home. And then if I look at a picture, I can tell how long it's going to take us to clean it, the condition of it's right there. And then furniture really helps to send pictures as well, because some people's idea of a sectional couch, they tell me it's seats 4, and then they send me a picture of it. I'm like, that seats 8. So I just like to make sure we understand what you need so we can give you a really firm price.
Sure. So, okay, I think we've all been there, done it, where we've seen an ad or you get a phone call and you get a price over the phone. We were just talking about that, not naming any names, but can you relate to that? Where they come out, they give you a price over the phone, they come out and they get started. Oh, but that's for just this area. Now, if you want to do all of this, I mean, that's happened to me hundreds and hundreds of dollars later. I was not happy.
Yeah, well, that's how we've built our business. So we do not do that, because I personally don't like when I have someone come out to my home for whatever, air conditioning, landscaping, and that happens. So we have built our business on that. As long as you tell me what you have, or we come out and we will tell you everything that's included, and we make sure when we get there, we reiterate before we get started, so that, there's no confusion about that. But that is my biggest pet peeve. Then you get that provider out to your home, and you want your floors cleaned that day, you're prepped and ready, and then now they're telling you it's $200 more, and you're just like, well, I guess we're still going to do it because you're already here. So that's why if you read our Google reviews, our Facebook reviews, ask other chamber members, they can attest to the fact that that is not what we do at Howards Cleaning.
And with family-owned businesses, I find that this is very representative. People really want to build relationships,
yes,
which we're actually going back to that, building those relationships. And it sounds like you've certainly, obviously, pulled together with 11 years in your business. Now, you're a member of the chamber, the
correct,
Palm Harbor Chamber. How long have you been?
Well, so we've only been down here in Florida for about 2 years, but we joined the chamber about a year ago.
Oh, very good. How's it been working for you?
It's been great. We've made, not only have we gotten some great, business from it, but just the friendships that we've made. We golf with a lot of the chamber members. We go to all the social events, and it's so fun. You get to be out, talking about your business, but you're out with your friends too, building relationships and helping each other. Everybody
says that.
Yeah.
When you join the chamber, it's not just business.
Yeah,
right?
It's a lot of fun. I mean, now we go boating with some of the chamber members too, so it's been a really good experience all around for us.
And I'll tell you, at Palm Harbor, there's so many different wonderful things to do here as well.
Yeah, we get to go to great restaurants for lunch and happy hours, and then they got the golf outings, so it's been good.
Getting back to your business, too, with the real estate being what it is today, I am absolutely amazed at what's happening out there. A lot of homeowners think, oh, they have too much to do to sell their home, so they just keep putting it on the back burner. Would you say that just by getting your carpet cleaned and your tile cleaned, forget the walls. I mean, we all know that paint is going to transform your home, but getting a good cleaning company that cares about your business in your home and getting it to look in tip-top shape, that's going to be the game changer. So cleaning the tile, cleaning the carpet, and I've got light carpeting everywhere in my home, so I know if I was thinking of selling it, I'd start with that.
Yeah, we work with a lot of the realtors in the area, and that's one of the easiest things to do to get it to sell quicker. If you have fresh floors, when someone walks in and they're looking at your home, if they've got nice tile that's clean, or the carpet lines that are show that it's nice and clean and fresh, they're or if there's any odors, you want to get that smell out of there too.
Right. Let me ask you about that. As far as what you use for the carpet, we talked about the tile. Or did we talk about the carpet, what you use on that?
It's actually a similar, but for both processes, we do use a green product.
Oh, good.
It's a biodegradable, no harsh chemicals, and it's safe for pets and kids.
Okay.
It's not a heavy scent or anything, but it will, help take smell out. Sometimes the pet stains are tough, if they're really down into the carpet pad. When we clean, it can wick those up, because underneath, someone might have treated it with, a Resolve type product. You really don't want to use those products, because it's just pushing the stain down into the carpet.
So if I understand you correctly, you can get those out from the pad?
Yeah, but sometimes it might take
while.
2 visits too.
Okay,
So sometimes we'll clean and it looks great when we leave, and then as it dries, that stain starts wicking up underneath. It's down in the pad, so then we might have to treat it again to really try to pull it out of there.
So that's really good news we can all use, is that if you do have pets and kids with their spills and things like that, but pet accidents
I'll give you a little tip. Actually, using hydrogen peroxide helps with things, and it's if a little bit of red wine, you blot that with a towel, that actually helps better than using a Resolve.
That is such a good, in fact, I was going to ask you for some tips, some
Yeah.
homeowner tips, and if they're getting ready and getting prepared for you to come, is there anything that they should do aside from getting the furniture out of the way?
Yeah, that's actually a great point, because a lot of times we've had to, walk away from a job and come back because we're not cleaning your home. We're there to clean the floors and or your furniture. So we do ask that you do a little prep work before we come. It's great if you can move small items up off the floor. If we're going into a bedroom, there's really nowhere to move the beds or the dressers. So put lamps or like these type of chairs or little end tables on the bed, so then we can get more of the carpeted area.
Good. That's a great tip. Well, it sounds like you really enjoy what you do.
Yes, it's been a lot of fun. My husband and I own the business. It's always been my dream to have my own business. I worked for corporate and sales for a number of years, as we were building the business, and officially been doing it full time for a year and a half now.
Very good.
Yeah.
Well, I love to support family-owned business because I find there's just a different something. I can't put my finger on it. All I know is that it does feel good. So if you need to get your carpeting cleaned, your tile cleaned, your furniture, we didn't even get a chance to touch on that, but we're running out of time, but I think we've shared enough. You want to give these guys a call. Howard's Cleaning. Ashley, you're such a delight, and I'm so glad that we had a chance to interview you today right here at the Window Depot, and we're going to be talking about where you can check out some really awesome doors and windows in just a little bit. We'll be right back.
This is the Cannabis Podcast, powered by TrueLeaf on Radio Influence. It's an inside look and the scientific facts in and around the world of medical cannabis. Now, here is your host, Ian Beckles.
He's a successful entrepreneur, published author, top listing agent, a real estate and finance expert that goes to bat for you every day as a consumer advocate. Your host and the consumer quarterback, Brandon Rhymes.
Hi, everyone. Welcome back into My Chamber TV. We are the heartbeat of the Tampa Bay community. Today, we are at the Window Depot, and we're sharing the Palm Harbor Chamber of Commerce and the benefits of being a member of the Chamber with some of our residential business owners. Our next guest is Jennifer.saner with Proficient Air. I was just saying how I love the ring to that. You know, not all air conditioning companies are created equal, and I just want to say to you, listen to what she has to say about what makes her company different. We were just talking about your service. You're obviously looking to build relationships. You're not new at this, right?
Correct.
How long have you had your business?
Okay, so we opened in New Jersey originally. We moved to Florida and reopened in Florida in 2010.
Nice.
So yeah, so we've been doing this quite a while. We do residential, commercial, and we also do commercial refrigeration, which sets us apart from other AC companies. We're mechanical contractors. A lot of people don't know that there's different levels of AC contractors. There's ACB, ACA, and then there's mechanical. So the letters on the side of the truck make a difference. You know, the ACB and ACA are limited as to how much tonnage and commercial work they can do. We can do it all. So would you rather call somebody who can do everything or somebody who's limited at their knowledge?
That's very interesting. I never knew that.
Yeah.
Never knew that. So that goes to what I was saying. You're not all created equal, so you have that extra edge. And what would be that actual difference, without getting into too much technology, to the average homeowner?
Okay. Well, I mean, if you just need you know, your residential, any AC person can come and do that. But if you're looking for a commercial building, there's a certain tonnage. It goes by tonnage that if you need cranes and obviously refrigeration work, that's more limited.
Gotcha.
So we like to provide all of those services.
That's interesting. And you've been a chamber member not too long, right?
No.
Just this year?
Just this year.
So
Yeah,
what
I'm a
made you join
newbie.
the chamber?
I've heard really great things about how there's kind of a turnover and a lot. I actually saw a lot going on that I wanted to be a part of. I know they do a lot of charity work, and I'm big on doing charity work through my business. And just getting more known. I know the power of networking. It's very important, and networking's our advertising. We don't, you know, we've tried ads, we've tried, you know, door hangers, all that type of stuff, but really it's building the relationships. We educate, we don't sell, and we give to get back, and that's just how it works. And you know, I'm getting business from people I never thought I'd get business from relationships that I made when I started networking back in 2010 when we were a new company to Florida. Because we came from New Jersey thinking, hey, we have a great reputation. Nobody knew us here.
Right.
You know, you could pass 10 AC company trucks just going down the road. So why are they going to call you? It's about building the relationships and the trust over time.
You know, it's so true, and you said something that is really close to my heart about that, building relationships. When you call an air conditioning company, right away they're ready to come right out. It's going to cost you so much for just coming out, whether you use their services or not, right? But tell our viewers what your take is on that. When somebody calls, they tell you and how you troubleshoot, if possible, over the phone.
Okay, well, even on the back of our business card, we have like a before you call, check the filters, check the, you know, thermostat, check the drain. Very simple things are the breaker. You know, a lot of times if there's some kind of an electrical issue going on or something with the power company, a storm, you know, check the breaker first. And we'll even say on the phone, did you check the breaker? Yes, and we'll go out. If it's a breaker, we're like, we asked you to check the breaker. You know what I mean? Because we're trying to save. We don't want you to have to spend the money if you don't need to, you know?
Yes.
I'd rather, you know, all we ever have to do is come out for maintenance. And then when you're ready, you know, for an AC down the line, you know, then maybe then you'll give us a shot, or you'll refer us to other people because you know we're not out for the quick sell. That says a lot.
Oh, that makes such a big difference. I know we've had one air conditioning company, won't name names or anything, but I think we were really oversold on different repairs. I mean, even the changing of all this copper tubing and oy, oy, oy. So it really, I love to talk to people like yourself that isn't looking to get into people's pockets, that you want to do an honest job and get paid fairly for it. And if you can troubleshoot over the phone, most of the time ours is on the weekends.
Right.
And you got to wait for it and all that. So
Well, one thing I wanted to say real quick, because I will get to the weekend calls too, but anybody who's hiring anyone in the service industry, the first question you want to ask, whether it's AC or any other service industry, do you pay your employees on commission? And if they say yes, then you're more likely to get sold something that you don't need, because that's how that employee is going to get paid. We don't. We pay our employees on salary and hourly. So we sell you what you need, not because we need to sell something.
It reminds me of some of the car dealerships.
Oh gosh, don't even get me started on that.
No, we'll be here all day about that. We'll probably get ourselves in trouble. But that, this is the good thing to know. We are always talking about building relationships, and I've said, being in business for many, many years myself, I go, well, where did we lose that? Where did we drop that ball? It becomes too commercialized and too, I'm out for the money.
Right.
And that's just the kiss of death. With businesses, at least my opinion anyway.
I agree.
So it really warms my heart to hear business owners that are building relationships, and you do that in the community. That's what being a member of the Palm Harbor Chamber of Commerce is all about. And don't they have some exciting events going on?
Oh yes, they do.
Yeah.
They do, yeah.
What were some of the favorites that you've been to?
Well, I was listening to Ashley during her interview, and I don't golf, but I said I'd be more than happy to drive a golf cart. But
Cool. Cool.
but yeah, no. It's just some of the luncheons and the. I haven't made a morning one yet, but I plan to. The coffee.
Oh, the coffee for
connection,
closers.
right.
Oh yeah.
Those types of things. But then just some of the other events. I went to the big. Before I joined, I went to the big gala or whatever they had. So many people there, and that really sold me on. Okay, this is just the people. It's like buying a house. When you walk into it, you just know.
Yeah,
it feels
yeah.
comfortable.
Yeah.
And you need to be a part of it.
Very good, very good. Some of the tips that maybe I'm not sure how much time we have left, but I know there's some tips that you can share. Before I ever knew to put the vinegar or the bleach or whatever I've been told, because that has been one of the biggest pet peeves, is when it shuts off, and sure enough, that's what it was.
Right.
The dirty line.
I personally would recommend vinegar over bleach, just because it's a healthier option for you. We didn't get into this, but we also pride ourselves on the quality of the air you breathe. So we have a lot of indoor air quality products as well. But when you're looking for a safer product in general, the vinegar is a healthier option. Also, another thing, just changing your filters regularly. That's huge. If you think of that, the air is going through. If that's restricted, it's like you're breathing.
Yes.
If your breathing's restricted, right, what does that do to your whole body?
Of course.
So if you think of the compressor and the condensing unit as being the heart of the unit, you're restricting the airflow, you're lessening the life and the efficiency of that unit. So changing the air filters regularly, put an alarm on your calendar, on your phone, and write the date with a Sharpie on your filter.
That's what I do.
Because you forget.
Yeah, that's what I do.
And you can use a little PAM spray on the front of it. That's not a ton, because you don't want to restrict more, but that helps like the particles stick to it.
Oh,
so that's a good
really?
little trick. Yeah,
Now
just
that's
a light spray on the part that's facing out. It helps capture.
That's very cool. Sometimes, even though I have the date on it, I have to change it before that, depending on what's happening in the air. And I have 2 little Yorkies. Even though they don't shed, there's still pet dander, and goodness knows with pollen and all that. So I try to stay right on top of that.
So during the summer months, when you're running that AC more, you want to change them more regularly, and you can slow that down on the the down seasons. And then if you have more traffic, more parties, more pet dander, you want to change them more often.
Sure. That's common sense, right? So about filters, you can go in and get bottom of the line, medium, top, high end. What's the deal with that?
I personally would always recommend going with whatever is recommended with a unit.
Okay.
And it depends on the size and the unit. But that's always my recommendation. But the filters and AC in general, we don't do blind quotes. We come and we assess everything, because what you're going to need might be different than what somebody else is going to need, and that includes the filters too.
That's the first time I've ever heard anybody say that, and that too makes sense as well. It's not cookie cutter.
Right.
Yeah. Well,
Not just size and quality. I might be, recommending a better filter for somebody who has a kid with allergies, for example, so.
That's really, really good to know. I love to share some of the tips, and we're getting into that season.
Oh, I know.
Into that season. I know we're going to be due for a new air conditioner at some point in time, but for those of us that do have maybe a senior air conditioner, and we want to kind of hang on to that as long as we possibly can.
Yes.
Through those years, maybe you have a fairly new one, maybe it's just a couple of years old. Changing the filter, making sure the drain is clean, anything else we can think of that is new out on the market?
Well, we offer maintenance programs, and so if you have a new to 5-year, 6-year unit, we recommend at least once a year for residential.
Okay.
But we also have plans for twice a year for residential for those older units, and that's every 6 months coming out and checking through everything. The idea of the maintenance is not only to flush the drain line and do the coil flush, but also to try and catch small problems before they become big problems. And that's kind of the key. Just like you would a car, you skip that oil change and you're going to hurt yourself down the line, right? So it's the same type of thing. It's machinery, and hey, to be honest, we all know they don't make things the way they used to, so you're not, chances are, going to get 20, 30 years out of an AC anymore. So the maintenance, preventative maintenance, is key.
That's good. That is very, very good to know.
And we offer one as simple as one time a year for 3 years for $199. Very affordable. Yes,
really?
Very affordable.
That's very good. Well, I could sit and talk about air conditioning all day. It looks like we're ready to wrap it up.
Okay.
So I want to thank you, my dear,
Thank
from
you.
Proficient Air. Give them a call. A lot of good information today. Thanks for joining us. We'll be right back.
This is the Cannabis Podcast, powered by TrueLeaf on Radio Influence. It's an inside look and the scientific facts in and around the world of medical cannabis. Now, here is your host, Ian Beckles.
He's a successful entrepreneur, published author, top listing agent, a real estate and finance expert that goes to bat for you every day as a consumer advocate. Your host and the consumer quarterback, Brandon Rhymes.
Hi, everyone. Welcome back into My Chamber TV. We are the heartbeat of the Tampa Bay community. Today, we are honored to be featuring the Palm Harbor Chamber of Commerce, and we're right here at the Window Depot. I have the owner, Jack DiBerardino. Did I get that right, Jack?
You did.
Awesome.
You did. Amazingly.
You have the most beautiful showroom I have ever seen, kind of tucked away here in Palm Harbor. I mean, just take a look at behind us, and I'm sure there's more throughout the building. But now, how long have you been in your business?
Well, it's our 10-year anniversary this year. This is our second location. We're new to Palm Harbor. Palm Harbor has always been my soul place. I moved my family back to Palm Harbor. I was born and raised here in the Clearwater area since 1980.
Really? Mm-hmm. So when you moved away, where'd you go?
Actually went over to school at USF, so I lived over in Tampa for quite a while.
Oh, okay. Now, you have 2 locations, right?
I do.
And where's the other one?
The other one is in Tampa, located in right off of Benjamin Road and right by the airport.
Very
There's
good.
an industrial area out there.
So did you find there was a need to have a local place right here in Palm Harbor as well?
I found there was a need for me to shorten my driving time.
Oh, I hear you. Trust me, I hear you. There's so many people that are going down that road that just...
But the answer is seriously yes. Palm Harbor is, I felt there was a need for a very good window and door contractor to be in the area. I love this area. There's beautiful homes in this area, and I felt that I needed to put my footprint on the map and make sure that I'm here to represent.
Well, you certainly do, and I just want to pick up on a couple of words that you said, a good door and window company. Can you expand a little bit on that? Because clearly these doors, I'm sitting here in the showroom and I can tell that they're very nice, very upscale. I mean, you have leaded glass, you have a little bit of everything here. What makes the Window Depot different?
Well, our motto is quality products. More importantly, professional installation, and probably the most important is a peace of mind warranty. We want to make sure that our customers not only are hiring contractors that are properly insured, but knowledgeable companies that can go out and present products that they deserve. We pick name brands that are common to the Florida market. As my background as industrial engineer, I went into these companies to look at backgrounds, financials. I want to pick the right companies for my consumers to make sure that the company itself will be around for the warranties down the road. We have some great brands like PGT, Simonton, Custom Window Systems, so there's a lot for customers to choose from as far as the window side of it goes.
You know, there's a lot to be said for that. Being a family-owned business owner, obviously, and doing the homework to find out what products you're going to be putting into those homes. And again, it gets back to building relationships. Because if you have a quality product, you have quality service, you care, you're building that relationship, those people are going to tell other friends, neighbors, relatives, and before you know it, you're doing a whole block of new doors and windows. And there is a lot to be said for that. There's a lot of luxury homes down here. And you also mentioned, for Florida, we're kind of like a different animal.
Oh, absolutely.
Why is that? Is it because of the drastic heat, the hurricanes, and all of that stuff?
Well, the windows for the Florida market, 90% of our business is going to be the hurricane impact window. And a lot of people are jumping on board. You know, we've obviously had some hurricanes recently. But more importantly, you know, I always tell customers, don't look at it just as a hurricane impact window. It's the safety and security of your home as well. The energy efficiency that you're going to receive on these windows. Some of these windows will rate up to 40% savings on your energy costs. And it's also the the instant gratification of your home. You know, you see your investment the minute you pull in your driveway. It just makes your home beautiful.
You know, it really does. And there's so much to be said, too, about the energy efficiency. Because for some homeowners, depending on how energy efficient you are or have been or would like to be, that can really raise your electric bill. And that's not always fun, especially when you go through a few months through the winter and it's a little bit lower. But also the quality of the way the windows are sealed, the way the doors are installed, and all of that. And you have trained individuals that they do know what they're doing.
And that's what really separates us. You know, with my background, processes and people are very important to my company. So I have the right people for each job that we do. We also specialize in siding, so I have siding professionals, I have window professionals, I have door professionals. And the main thing that we do separately is proper training of the installation of products. The salespeople that come out, the consultants that come out, they know all about the products, so the customer can make a good decision when they're choosing the product.
Do you ever find when you're, what the real estate market is, I'm sure it's doing wonders for you as well. Somebody has a home and maybe they had a custom designed opening door, like the big heavy doors way back in the day, whatever. Do you find that you can go in and, how do I want to say it? In professional terms, I don't have the
Modify.
word. There you go.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
In other words, if it has to be a little bit larger, a little bit smaller, you can go ahead and it's not like cookie cutter doors, right?
Yeah. Well, absolutely. We're actually certified general contractors here, so we can go and modify openings if we need to.
Okay.
We do that in a lot of cases. A lot of customers, they take 73-inch openings, for example, that are windows, and they want to create a French door for their pool area. It's very commonly done.
Okay.
So we can do those type things. Absolutely.
Very good. So customizing is also a great feature. So you've been a member with the Chamber for how long?
This year.
Just this year?
Yep, just this year.
Very good. Well, what are you finding?
We love it. We meet a lot of great people, a lot of great contacts. We had an event here, a ribbon cutting event, which was very unique. It's a great experience overall.
Yeah. Now, how long? You were born and raised in Palm Harbor? Did I hear you say?
Actually, I moved here when I was 6 years old. I don't want to tell you my age, but
It's just a number.
but I've been here since 1980.
Yeah. Very good. Very good. So you're back in the heart of everything.
Yep.
Oh,
Absolutely.
that's beautiful. Well, the events that go on here, I'm amazed. I say this all the time since I've been doing these interviews for the Chamber for 5 years now. I have grown to know more business owners that have become friends in building those relationships, and it's fun.
It is fun.
You're out there with business, but yet you're having fun. Then,
it is fun.
Then your job does not become work at all. I bet you enjoy. What made you go into the window door business?
It's a crazy accident.
Really?
My background, as I said, I was working for Tropicana as an industrial engineer, and unfortunately, my father passed away at an early age.
Oh.
And I was involved in the hotel industry most of my life, but that hotel industry was construction. And we had sold the hotel back when things were lucrative, back in 2005. And shortly after, we were faced with an economy that was very tough to find a job. And I was brought on by one of the big box stores as a sales consultant selling windows, roofing, and siding.
Oh, okay.
My wife, Sana, who was not my wife at the time, she saw an opportunity that I should probably capitalize on, knowing that I had the entrepreneurial background. And I started my company 10 years ago.
You are a smart man. There's always that woman behind the smart man helping you guys make some of those decisions. I didn't get a chance to meet her. Is she here today?
She is here today. I'd like
gotta
to
meet
introduce her.
Oh,
Sana?
hi there. She's off camera and she's not mic'd up, or we drag her out here. Well, I love hearing stories like that, and it was meant to be. And obviously, you're successful. You've got 2 stores. You have a showroom in Tampa as well.
As well, yes,
and it
ma'am.
has everything here. Let's talk about these extravagant doors, the glass windows. I mean, the artwork is amazing.
Yep.
Are these like standard designs that a customer can actually choose from?
These are standard designs they could choose from. Avisar is a complete turnkey product, so custom colors inside and out.
Okay.
Custom trim for inside and out. Their lock sets, they can go from a multi-point lock set, which is amazingly safe for those that feel that they need a door that's safer than what they have. Obviously, they have the technology with the digital lock set, so you can unlock your phone with the doors with your phone.
Nice.
But Avisar is just a great, great door that people were asking for. So I introduced it to our product list this year. It's new for 2019 here at the Window Depot.
Wow, they are really beautiful. I don't know how much of these doors you can see, but it would definitely be worth your while to just mosey on over here at the Window Depot and just see what's actually here. It's just amazing. Now, do you do any kind of custom designs with the leaded glass? Or it's pretty
They're
much
all standard designs,
They're all
yes.
standard.
They're all
so
standard.
that's good. You come in and you've got a lot to choose from.
Right.
And
So what you see here is exactly what you're going to get. There's not not going to be any surprises.
Perfect. No surprises. Oh, I love it. That's great. So anything else, anything you can share with us on our windows and what we can do to really get the best service from them? As far as the insulation, let's talk about that for a minute, because I know I need new windows and I need new doors. So at what point do you feel like, let's say a customer is buying a home here, and we can give them, the whole skinny on the house and any remods that have been done, but where would you say to get started?
Well, most of our customers are going to have aluminum windows, single pane. So there's a huge improvement, again, with just the beautification of the home, the safety and security of the home. A lot of times now, a lot of customers are changing all their openings to hurricane impact, so they save money on their insurance. I recommend to anybody who does not have a vinyl window or a safe, energy efficient window in Florida to give us a call. The consultation is completely free, and at least get an idea the kind of money they can save and how quickly the windows will pay for themselves.
Yeah, and there's a lot to be said for that. And when you're talking about energy efficient and all of that, I mean, it all really comes to pass that it works out well for you, especially during hurricane season. I would feel if I had safer windows, we don't have to evacuate, but we did last year, the year before, whenever Armageddon happened, and it was not fun at all. So all these little elements you can take into consideration for your home and be safe, and come on down here to the Window Depot. Jack, you're a delight. It's great, and I can't wait to meet your wife off to the side here. So continued success with you, continued success with the Chamber, and I'm sure we'll see you again.
Thank you.
Thank you. We'll be right back.
This is the Cannabis Podcast, powered by TrueLeave on Radio Influence. It's an inside look and the scientific facts in and around the world of medical cannabis. Now, here is your host, Ian Beckles.
He's a successful entrepreneur, published author, top listing agent, a real estate and finance expert that goes to bat for you every day as a consumer advocate. Your host and the consumer quarterback, Brandon Rhymes.
Hi, everyone. Welcome back into My Chamber TV. We are the heartbeat of the Tampa Bay community. Today, we've been featuring the Palm Harbor Chamber of Commerce, and we're right here in Palm Harbor at the Window Depot. It's very exciting, and of course, we have the chief over at the Palm Harbor Chamber of Commerce, Mr. Skip Alford. Thanks for joining us today.
My pleasure, as it always is.
It is, always. We always have some exciting, enlightening things. What's hot in the chamber now, today?
Well, right now, we're just recovering from what was a great Citrus Fest. Our 2019 Citrus Fest took place right in downtown Palm Harbor, and it was really focused on local families, from out our region of North Pinellas County, and it was a huge success. I mean, the kids had fun on all kind of carnival rides, and the parents enjoyed just a day they could relax, and the weather was perfect.
It was perfect.
And it just was a great shot in the arm for us. It did wonderful things for our downtown area, and really show the community that the Chamber's stepping up and has families in mind and the kids in mind for future scholarships, things like that, which is what we, are in business to do, is to provide those types of things for the youth of our area. So things like that mean a lot, for us to step up and lead the way in the community and have great events that the families can be part of.
Our businesses that we've interviewed today, they all said the same thing. And since we've been doing these shows about 5 years now, that's the relationship building, the friendship, the relationships that we talk about during every show. So whether you're a business owner or not, or you know someone, you've got to check out the Palm Harbor Chamber of Commerce. I mean, I've attended so many of these events and the Citrus Festival. That really is a fun thing. And I'm glad that you mentioned about family. It's all about family. That's what's most important to us. And to be able to combine business, pleasure, but to have like a weekend that is nothing but fun, relaxation, and I think families need to get back to that.
Absolutely, absolutely. And Barbara, one unique thing about, the Palm Harbor area, we're not necessarily a tourist destination here, such as Clearwater Beach and our neighbors to the north and south of us. This is just a beautiful part of Florida to live in. And, as well as I do, we have 2 business corridors. But in between those corridors and on either side, we have just neighborhoods just full of families. So a lot of the effort that I make is going to be to keep their quality of life high, to do what I can to increase economic development, and do more and more to just make sure that the families of Palm Harbor know that their Chamber of Commerce is stepping up for them and is behind them as we continue to grow this community.
I think it was Proficient Air that was talking about, the owner there was talking about how joining the Chamber, she had heard through the grapevine, being in the community and a fairly new business here, but a long time business from up north, and had heard the changes that were taking place. So clearly what you've been doing has been very, very successful, and word is really spreading and getting out, and your membership is growing.
Well, that's obvious. We looked at the numbers. It's trending upward, which is always a great thing. And with any Chamber of Commerce, our main interests are obviously growing our partnership and keeping the partnership strong. In other words, we focus on getting new businesses, but we want to provide great resources for the businesses that are already Chamber partners right now. Because the stronger base of partnership you have, the more we can grow business in the community. And as you know, business drives the success of a community.
Absolutely, it does. And the more you know your business neighbors, and you get out there, and they were all saying it in our show today, the networking, the networking, the networking. Being a member of a chamber isn't like it used to be, when people would give you eye rolls. Are you a member of a chamber? And you'd get that eye roll, and they'd say, well, I was a member one time, and they didn't do anything for us. And I thought, well, what did you do for them? Doesn't it take that engagement of interacting with the different activities and supporting one another?
Well, Barbara, that's exactly right. And not only does it take, the involvement, it takes an evolution, because everything else around us is evolving. Technology and communications, everything is evolving at an incredible level. So with the Chamber of Commerce, I have to provide resources and venues that evolve along with the community and along with business. So that's really has been the challenge, is making sure that everybody, and to avoid that eye roll, understands that here's what we do, here's what we're offering, here's what we can provide. And the Chamber of Commerce is your best source of referral, your best source of business relationship, your best source for information in general. So yes, I totally agree that now the Chamber of Commerce has probably the best mission it's ever had, and the most broad in scope. And, a lot of people think it's just networking.
Exactly.
And that's not the case at all. I would say networking is probably only maybe 10 or 15% of the actual resources we provide and activities that we promote. There's a lot of online advertising I do now. In fact, global exposure for my chamber partners. Through our website, they literally have their own webpage. They have their own blog. They have their own way to get all the information that they want about their business on a global basis. Like Window Depot here, this beautiful showroom,
Yes.
Has set up their portal on our chamber website, and now they can literally advertise to the whole planet Earth. That comes along with just a partnership in their chamber, and I don't know where else you can get that.
That's true.
To the level we offer, especially for the very minimal investment.
That's right.
So trying to make it cost effective, trying to do the best to evolve with the times, and to still provide that essential bottom line friendship, relationship building that is so crucial these days to good relationships.
Exactly. And the events that go on in Palm Harbor with the chamber are really unbelievable. I had no idea that, I mean, they're very big events, and you do the charity events. Somebody was saying today, too. They're all about charity, and that's another reason why they decided to join, and they're a fairly new member. So kudos to you and the group and the team and everybody that pulls this all together, and that's what it takes.
Well, Barbara, a lot of folks don't realize this, but I actually have an arm of the Chamber of Commerce called the Palm Harbor Chamber Foundation, which is our 501c3 charitable arm of the Chamber of Commerce. And that foundation is in existence to provide scholarships to our youth on their way to college, and also to support local food pantries like Feast.
Oh, nice.
People that are in desperate need of food.
Yes.
So my, if you would, arm of the chamber that is responsible for being the charitable organization is alive and well. And they want to even do more for the local community. So, I wanted to make sure that everybody in our area is, understands and knows that we have that charitable arm that is doing great things right here in their own community.
And that's what I love to share on my Chamber TV, and I'm glad that you brought that up. As a member of the Palm Harbor Chamber of Commerce, and you're a business owner, you have an opportunity to come on this platform and, like you said, drive this out through social media, put it out there on Facebook, use it on your own website, because we talk about what's happening in the chamber, what's happening in your business, and it really is, if I do say so myself, with We Beam TV, we really do bring a lot to the community. We go out on location, like you say, here at this beautiful Window Depot. I had no idea. They're just like nestled here in Palm Harbor. You come in and there's this beautiful showroom, and this is just what we do. We really jump in with both feet, don't we?
Absolutely, and you do it better than anyone I've seen around here.
Aw.
So you definitely have my buy-in, and it gives me a great, unbelievably great venue to go ahead and promote the chamber, promote activities. And speaking of that, a quick announcement, and I think you'll like this. There was talk about maybe moving on from Parrot Head, our annual Parrot Head.
Yes.
And we've decided to go ahead and step up and take the lead in bringing that event not only, with some degree of resurgence, but it is going to happen on June 15th right in downtown Palm Harbor.
Yay!
Yep, Parrot Head is going to be back in Palm Harbor, live and well, and kicking.
Oh,
June
how
15th.
fun.
Yeah.
June is going to be happening. Wow, that's exciting. What else is going on?
Well, once again, just having a great time planning our upcoming Chamber Golf Tournament. It'll be at Innisbrook, which is just a beautiful venue.
Oh, yes.
And obviously, one of the most important things I want folks to realize is in June, we also have Summer Splash.
Oh, yes.
And that's where all of the 6 chamber coalitions, Tarpon Springs, Dunedin, Clearwater Beach, Upper Tampa Bay, us, and Safety Harbor, we get together and have just a fantastic trade show at Innisbrook at Inverness Hall. And that's going to be on June 17th this
Awesome.
month. Summer Splash at Innisbrook, which everybody needs to come out to, because the restaurants we'll have there will be handing out food. And you'll get to see all local businesses, and you'll probably make some great friendships on the way.
Oh, no doubt.
Along the way.
No doubt. And how many chambers are there?
6.
6
6
chambers.
chamber coalition.
I've been to one of those.
Well, Barbara, that's amazing that we have that bond between our chambers here.
Yes.
Because as you know, really, you don't have 10 or 20 miles of woods or swamp or anything separating the chambers here. It's a street, north or south of a road, differentiates the chamber area or city. So to have a strong coalition, a strong family of chambers here, each with their own unique identity, almost like a family of individuals. You have the beauty of coming there and getting to know all of the folks and all the businesses within 6 chambers instead of 1.
Yeah.
So that's a
Yeah.
huge
It
advantage
really
here.
is. When I've attended those, I just can't believe the people that do attend them, because it's a great way to find out what's going on in various communities. Because,
Absolutely.
you know, I mean, as wonderful as Palm Harbor is, we go north, we go south, we go east, I mean, west. There's so much to do in Florida.
Absolutely.
And I think that it's fabulous with the events that you have brought forth and getting back to with Parrot Head and so much more. It's awesome. You know, I always say this, every show I say the same thing. It seems like you just started, but how long have you been in that chair?
Right now going on about a year and 9 months.
You're going to be hitting your 2-year mark pretty soon.
But it's been 2 years of absolute joy, and I love it. I love everything about our area, everything about our chamber. I love everything that we're doing to take us to the next level in the future. I believe we have the ball rolling well, and that we're doing great things for this area.
You are. Definitely great things. In fact, I've said several times before, when my mom was moving down here from Florida, I brought her to Palm Harbor. It was the best place ever. So I know we are getting ready to wind down here in just a little while, and I want to thank you for joining us. What else is going on that you can think of that we didn't touch on?
Well, around the Palm Harbor area right now, we're basically seeing kind of a rejuvenation of what we call historic downtown Palm Harbor. Now, Palm Harbor, as some people probably don't realize, is not really a city. It's really more of a neighborhood that's called Palm Harbor because it's unincorporated Pinellas County.
Yes.
But the Merchants Association and some other entities were able to obtain funding to get a street lights downtown, to do landscaping, and to really make the area attractive to foot traffic, to visitors. And that's going to be a huge shot in the arm to downtown business because they depend on that foot traffic.
Sure.
And if you notice all the areas around Dunedin and Safety Harbor, you know, there's a lot of foot traffic. People enjoy visiting the restaurants and the pubs and things like that. So we want downtown Palm Harbor to be exactly the same way and even better. Somewhere where people look forward to coming week and shopping and walking around and relaxing and really enjoying what I feel like is the very best part of our state, which is right here.
It's a thing. That's what we love to
So
do.
that will continue to develop and grow as well.
That is so good to know, and you don't have to be a tourist or
Nope.
even look like one, but everybody loves it when you do have that foot traffic and just poking around, place to hang out, and Palm Harbor is a great place to do that with. I want to thank you for joining us again today.
And as always, Barbara, it's my pleasure. Thank you for having me.
All right, and thank you for joining us with My Chamber TV right here in the heart of Palm Harbor, featuring the Palm Harbor Chamber of Commerce and on location at the Window Depot. We'll see you back.
Hi, I'm Jerry from Potlucks Hair Salon. We are conveniently located at 13414 US Highway 19 in Hudson. I've been a local hairstylist in our community for the last 34 years, 7 of which